Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Fuel for Success. This is episode number 240 on this, the 10th of December, 2014. We are nearing the end of the year, which is, always a time for reflection. We're going to touch on that in just a little bit. And I've got my good friend, the one and only Matt Maddox, in the virtual studio with me here this morning. How are you, sir?
Man, I'm doing good, Mike. I'm doing real good. It's good to be back here with you, man, after a very fun mission trip in New York. I'm still trying to get caught up putting up pictures on social media, but still just kind of, I don't want to say overwhelmed, but I don't even know what word. I guess just grateful for what took place in New York City, and just was telling Caleb some more stories this morning on the way to school. And cannot believe, Mike, this is episode 240. Like 240 episodes, 30-minute shows over a year period of time. This ought to show anybody that if you do one thing 30 minutes a day, here we are, 240 episodes later of content about health and weight loss, life coaching and motivation, spirituality, business and entrepreneurship, and family and relationships. We've really enjoyed all those shows, and it's been a fun year. I can't believe the year's almost over, Mike. It's literally December 10th today. How's that make you feel?
It freaks me out a little bit, honestly. The year does fly by, and seems like the older I get, the faster time goes. So, I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to even think of it. But I do know that it's been an amazing year. You think about 240 episodes and all the people that have been here with us on Fuel for Success, and all of the conversation and all of the chatter. And I was just thinking about that. That's like if you went to our YouTube channel and started playing at episode 1 and let them auto play through back to back with no stop. It would take 5 full days to watch all of the content.
That's crazy. That's unbelievable.
That's the compound effect in action.
Yeah, it really is. And this year, it's been exciting for you and I to meet so many great people. Literally in every one of our mission trips, we met people that watched Fuel for Success. We've met them in our travels, and really a lot of friendships have been established. I mean, literally Pacey and Britton are now best friends. They met on Fuel for Success. People are vacationing, I don't know, Mike, have we ever connected anyone dating? No one's met their mate on Fuel for Success. I think we failed this year in that. We got a live chat box. This is where people can interact, but I guess that's probably good,
Well, we didn't really set that as a goal. I do want to just take a moment. Tommy pointed out, Frankie says hi. I just want to take a moment and say, hey, Frankie, good morning. Good to see you on the show. Thanks for joining us.
Yes. Hello, Frankie. And hello, Tommy, man. Yeah, that ain't happening, Lance. That just ain't happening. Lance says we thought we'd see Al find a bride on here. I know, buddy. Al's kind of gone missing in action, but he did make a comment on my Facebook post yesterday. So I think he's still alive and well, man. He just hasn't been around on Fuel for Success, man.
The mystical Al. We don't know where he's at. That's funny. So, hey, Matt, here's, we're nearing the end of the year. And I know this is obviously a time for like reflection and thinking about the year and thinking about the coming year. What is your advice for, somebody that's watching Fuel for Success today, and they're just like you and I are like shocked that it's the 10th of December?
Mike, listen, would you ask what is my advice?
Yeah. What would you say to them?
Well, here's the deal, man. I don't know why, but I shut down this time of the year. I go so hard all year. There's something about it psychologically that usually after the first weekend of December, I'm done. Like I'm checked out. And I go into, I don't want to say almost like a bear goes into hibernation. I go deep. I go really deep this time of the year. I mean, you saw my post on Instagram yesterday. I spent like 3 hours in that Italian market at the coffee bar thinking, reading, journaling, and talking to old people. And when I say old, that's not a, I mean, they're old. Let's just face it. I mean,
Older than you.
it's not older. I mean, I can say elderly, but anyways, everybody knows in context what I mean there, but
Sure.
I go deep, Mike. I do a lot of journaling this time of the year. Of course, I journal all year. I do a lot of thinking and I do a lot of reflecting. So my best advice for people as the year begins to end is the best way to have a better tomorrow is to evaluate today. The best way to have a better future is to learn from the past. Learn what worked and what didn't work and just literally live in that lane. Like drive down the road that works. Like drive the lane in your life that works. Do the things that produced fruit, results, success. And so, Mike, my best advice would be three things quickly. Number one is evaluate using the three questions that Mike and I have always given you. And that is this. What do I need to stop doing? What do I need to keep doing? And what do I need to start doing? Take a look back over last year. And Mike's putting the questions up there. Number one, what do I need to stop doing? What are things you did this year in 2014 that sabotaged your success, hindered your finances, hurt your marriage, hurt your kids, hurt your business? What do you need to keep doing? What did you do right this year? Look at I always list my accomplishments for this year. Like I wrote 2 books this year. I produced the Jesus Bible Study and the new Juice book, right? So it's an accomplishment, but at the same time, it's also a frustration because I felt like I should have written more, but, what do I need to keep doing? These are the things that I'm doing good. I did really good on my goals with my health. I did really good on my goals with, Mission 25, our friendship, Mike, our business, Fuel for Success. I mean, the list goes on. So Mike, I take a look not only at my failures, which I do, I take a really hard look at my failures. I also take a hard look at my accomplishments and I celebrate them. I really smile when I look at it. I share it with friends and family. I'll sit down and share my list. Like, hey, I want to share with you some things that I know that sounds, again, you're your friends and they want to hear it. They don't think anything. They're like, oh, that's odd. Your real friends rejoice with you and never get bothered by you sharing that and never assume that you're bragging. Like real friends don't think that you sharing an accomplishment or a success is bragging. And then number 3 is what do I need to start doing? This is probably going to be some of y'all's biggest list right here. But, what do I need to start doing? Like, what do I need to do better next year? And then from there, Mike, my second piece of advice would be to plan your year out right now. Literally get a yearly calendar and start planning around major dates. And then last but not least, my advice would be to write your goals for your health, your finances, your family, your ministry, whatever it may be, the major areas of your life, your health, your family, your spirituality, your finances, and your ministry. If you literally write down your clear goals that you want to accomplish in every one of those areas this year, I believe you're going to have a better 2015. We joked about it last year, the New Year's resolutions. Resolutions are awesome as long as you have a daily plan to execute those and as long as you have habits that are going to support them. I'll say to somebody right now, I'll probably eat more peanut M&Ms in the next 2 weeks than what I eat all year put together. That's just me. But I also know me that I'll be juicing 2 to 3 times a day and I'll still be exercising because it's so much habit for me. Like you've traveled with me. You can tell by now that juicing is habitual for me, right? I mean, it's not something that I just like, oh, I forgot to juice. Probably of the 12 times we've traveled together, I don't know, and I'm only showing this as an example. It just comes out of me, doesn't it? Oh, we got to find a juice bar. Let's get, because it's habits. So I would say work on your habits over the next 2 weeks. And you know what else I would say? My best advice is enjoy the rest of the year. And my last piece of advice would be don't because it's the end of the year, even though like I'm personally like I'm checked out. I am. Uh, I think you and I both, after Mission 25, the dance that you and I did in the lobby, that if it was on video would be going viral right now.
Yeah.
It wasn't just, I was off the charts. But I think you and I literally was like, what do we do? Like, did this year just really happen? Are you serious? Mike, look at me. Did this really just happen to us? Like,
Really make it.
But yeah, I would also tell you, don't fall apart. Don't gain all the weight. Don't, a lot of people during the holidays, Mike, they get so out of their habits. I would say stay in your habits. That's me. What about you, my friend?
Well, I was actually just thinking about when you said the habit of juicing, and really, on the road, we'll be in the middle of a day, and Matt will be he'll be almost like jonesing for some juice, like on Yelp, like there's got to be a juice bar around here somewhere. It's like, settle down, we'll get you some juice. Just relax.
Mike, I would love to know how many times you told me to settle down this year. It's got to be in the hundreds of thousands at least, through text, at Mission 25, on the phone. That's got to be written on my tombstone somewhere. Settle down. And signed by Mike Hopkins.
That may have happened once or twice. You may have actually told me to sit. No, I don't think you did. No.
I don't think that. You know what I might have told you? I might have said, I'd like to know how many times I said, Mike, talk. Talk to me.
Or something would be like happening, and I'd be engaged into detail, and Matt's like, you don't care? Why aren't you excited about this? I'm like, dude, I'm taking care of something.
Because Mike does. He always takes care of details, and he's just good at that. He thinks ahead. So while I'm just like going, it's crazy. I'm like, Mike, what's wrong with you? Showing no emotion. Mike's like, dude, I feel sorry for your future wife. That's what he says.
Did I ever say that out loud? I don't think so.
Carol might have a few times.
Yeah. I like all of that advice. Huh? Go ahead.
Go ahead. I was just going to say something to Carol, but I'll say it later. It's funny though.
Of all the things that you said, I like all of it, and I typed it in the chat box here. And one of the things that's super important, I left it up here above. Make sure you get your goals in writing. Write it down. And for me personally, I'm a little bit weird. I know you're a list maker and you keep lists and you keep it on your iPad, and sometimes you tack it up and things like that. Most of the time, I write lists by hand on a legal pad, and I never look at it again. But just the act of writing it like cements it in. It's just like, verbalizing things sometimes, clarifies your thought process. And the act of writing it for me is the thing that really makes it real to me. And sometimes I keep the list and sometimes I don't. A lot of times I'll just write it and then flip the page and never look at it again. But once it's written, then it's like you see it on paper. And for me, I'm a visual guy. I see it there, and it's in my psyche. And it stays there. So for me, writing those goals down and having a plan. I mean, if you don't have a plan, you should have at least 3 things that you want to accomplish next year, and write them down. Say, these are, I want to, I remember several years ago, one of my goals was to teach my son to play pool, as carnal as that sounds or whatever. But I'm like, I'd never played pool with my son. And so, and we did that. We ended up doing that. So, just things like that.
I'm sure he dominated you once he learned it, huh?
No.
Mike, do you use yellow or white legal pad? I'm just curious.
Yellow. It's classic, man.
Do you have a certain? Yeah. Is that because, like, for example, are you going to purposely choose yellow over white?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. To me, yellow legal pad is like the Christmas tree. It's the real Christmas tree. White legal pad is the fake Christmas tree. Me and Mike, we're real Christmas tree guys.
That's right. I got a Fraser fir in the other room out there. I got a yellow legal pad actually clipped to a clipboard right over here. I can't reach it because I'm tethered by my wire here, but it's over there. Trust me. My wife got me a Big Chief tablet one time to keep my notes on, and a big fat pencil. Remember the Big Chief tablets that had the dashed line in the middle so you could work on your cursive? Anywho,
I know. Carol was talking about she's got this really nice journal that she left at my house last January, and every single Mission 25, she's texted me and said, "Can you please bring my journal?" And I'll be like, yeah, I'll bring it. Then all of a sudden, like here we are in December, and I never brought the journal, folks.
Just to clarify, that's 11 straight Mission 25s that you forgot it. 11.
Man, look, man, it's not like I don't have anything going on here. You know what I'm saying? It sounds easier than what it is, Carol.
You know what you can do now is you can wrap it up and give it to her for a gift. Say, here, look what I got you.
I'm gonna be like, here, this is your Christmas gift. She's gonna open it up, and I'm like, man, I looked all over for this thing. And Mike has a pair of jeans here, by the way, too.
Yeah. Somewhere, but those are a lot less critical because you can get those anywhere.
Way to rub it in, Mike. Way to knife it in the heart right there, buddy.
Ellen says she can write goals for days, but she really has to take time to break it down into smaller steps to reach the goal. And that's true. I mean, you want to have measurable, achievable goals. Those are the important things about setting goals. And so if they're like massive. I think it's good to have a big goal, like a massive vision, but then you need to break it down into goals that will help you get there. Milestones maybe is a better word for that, but definitely good feedback there. So,
yeah. Mike, here's the deal. Let me ask you this. Christmas is coming, and, do you have any, like, Christmas Eve traditions, man?
Christmas Eve traditions? Sort of. I mean, we typically, just my immediate family, my wife and I and the kids will get together. We typically actually open our gifts to one another on Christmas Eve. But like all day, we'll just, rather than having like a big meal, we'll have like small plate, hors d'oeuvre, appetizer type things and just sort of roll them out throughout the whole day and sort of snack and just hang out, listen to Christmas music and just be together, and then somewhere, 5, 6 o'clock at night, we'll open the gifts on Christmas Eve. That's kind of what we do. How about yourself?
Top 3 Christmas songs: Chestnuts, I'm Dreaming of a White Christmas, and I'll Be Home for Christmas. Those are my top 3 favorite Christmas songs. I want to hear yours in a second. Yeah, Mike, for me, dude, believe it or not, I grew up Catholic. One of the things that I loved about being Catholic was the candlelight Christmas Eve service. When I was a pastor here in St. Petersburg, Florida, we started this tradition, actually. We would have a candlelight Christmas Eve, all candlelight, at 11 p.m., and we would go until Christmas. It would be beautiful. I would cater in cheesecake from the Cheesecake Factory. I would have every type of cheesecake you could imagine, Starbucks coffee. Bro, it was one of our most well-attended services. We sang Christmas carols. I always gave an incredible Christmas speech. Tear-jerkers, man. I had some tear-jerking stories. And it was neat because, let me tell you right now about the dynamics of Florida, what a lot of people don't realize. But you can have church at 11 p.m. on Christmas Eve, Dude, it was almost more well-attended than Easter. Because you understand about Florida's a lonely place because most Floridians are transport. Most Floridians, I say out of 10 Floridians, 6 of them, or maybe 7, don't even have any family living here. Like, I don't have any family living here, literally. So, we all came together, and there was a lot of people in our community, and even in our church, that had no family. So, bro, we would hang out at the church, literally, till like 1, 2 in the morning, go home, open gifts, and then sleep in, Well, I say sleep in because what's been a Christmas tradition for probably the last literally 10 years is to take Starbucks coffee to the homeless. It's always a blast, It really is because talk about loneliness. Talk about festive. Talk about Feliz Navidad, baby. Showing up to 100 homeless people that are all just kind of sitting under a bridge on Christmas morning and bringing them Starbucks coffee. That's a warm feeling right there. I hate to admit this, but for whatever reason, like the last 7 years, I've gone to McDonald's for lunch at Christmas. I don't know why. I just can't even tell you why. I hate McDonald's. Like, I don't eat it all year. But for whatever crazy reason up here, I go to McDonald's for lunch at Christmas. I don't know. I have no answers. It's just my Christmas Day, meal, my friend.
Yeah. And I remember the post from last year where you met with somebody and there was a lonely soul that you were able to spend some time with. So, definitely worked
The
out.
homeless guy, really. And you're right, Mike. You do meet a lot of lonely people at Christmas. Mike, remember the story at the shelter? I mean, I'm going to weep right now. That teenager that you and I and Carol met who gave us the rap,
Yeah.
she told me that she spends Thanksgiving and Christmas at McDonald's because she's alone. Like, she just goes and hangs out at McDonald's. Like, dude, that's heartbreaking to me, man. Maybe that's, I don't know, maybe that's why I'm subconsciously drawn to McDonald's. Who knows? Maybe because I feel sad and alone. I don't know. Because after I drop off Caleb to his mom's, usually by then it's like, okay, what do I do? Do I go hang myself now? No, I'm just kidding. I'm totally joking, everybody. Relax. I'm good. Anyway, so yeah, that's kind of cool. I mean, Mike, what about you guys? I know you guys do like some unique things on Christmas Day. You don't do a big dinner, right?
Well, Christmas Eve, yeah, and that's what I just talked about. And then we typically go to Carol's parents on Christmas Day for a lunch. So that's pretty much it. By the way, my top 3 Christmas songs: "Santa Claus is Coming to Town" by Bruce Springsteen, "Anything" by Frank Sinatra, and then I love "White Christmas." Is how do you beat that? I'm from Minnesota.
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas.
Yeah.
It's unique that you and I got one, and I love Frank Sinatra. He's just, you know what? It's one of the one people I'm sad that's dead. I wish he was still alive. Like, someone like him should just live forever. You know what I mean? Like, they'll never, like, people say Michael Bublé is the next Frank. There'll never be another Frank. I mean, Michael Bublé in his own right is awesome, but he's not a Frank. You know what I'm saying? It's like saying Justin Bieber's the next Michael Jackson. Friends, there's no next. There's no next Steve Jobs. There's no next Mike Hopkins. There's no next, Michael Jackson. There's no next Frank Sinatra. Get off of it.
No next Frank Sinatra. That's the truth.
No next Mission 25.
My Christmas song list is a Frank Sinatra Pandora channel, and we were listening to that last night as we were decorating our tree. And my son says, "Man, I wish I could have seen Frank Sinatra." And I'm like, you know what?
See?
I'm the same.
I want to have a Frank
Sinatra. Like, I want to see Frank Sinatra. Yeah.
That's pretty cool that your son even knows who he is. That's actually, John, if you're watching, which you're probably not, you got to tell everybody. You got to tell everybody what John did to me. That was funny. That was classic.
Oh, well, we were driving. We were in Indiana, and we were in the car. John was in the back seat, and Matt said something about, I forget what you're talking about, like the pool at your house or something, like at your complex there. And you're like, "Oh, yeah, John, if you watch my videos, you see." And John goes, "Yeah, because I watch all your videos."
It was so funny. You had to see in the moment because it was like, I was excited. I was like, John, just watch my video. You'll see it, right? And he's like, "Yeah, because I watch all your videos." It was. Then I realized,
fantastic person ever.
That was hysterical, man. Trying to think what else happened the other day that sometimes God will let people just totally blow your ego out. Where were we, Mike? That somebody said, "Yeah, nobody knows who you are." Like I was in a chat room and asked anybody know Matt Maddox, and nobody knew who you were. You remember that? We were together. I don't know if it was your daughter or who it was. You remember? They said it in Innocence, and I can't even remember the situation. What's that?
It was Danny. It was Danny. Yeah, it was my daughter. Because she was talking about something like talking to other apostolics or whatever at church camp or something. I don't know. It was pretty funny.
I fell off the radar. Mike, here's the deal. Fuel for Success, let's kind of wrap it up, has been just really, I would have to say, if someone was to ask me, and it's hard to do this because life is so amazing. Mike, this is really up there. I mean, to be able to hang out with you every day, to be able to add value, add content, meet friends, even the stuff we read over here feeds us. Mike, the things, every single day I've learned something from you. You just say the perfect one-liner or analogy, or you'll follow up something that I might say and you'll tie it all together. And the mesh of this has just been amazing. And, it's been a great year, 240 episodes. So Mike and I are going to take a short little break, and this will be our final Fuel for Success. Now we will do one more, we won't call it Fuel for Success, but we will do one more Spreecast about Mission 25 this week, explaining our vision for 2015 and the specifics of our dates and locations, which you're not going to want to miss that, especially if you're interested in Mission 25 in any way. But yeah, Mike, let's just kind of explain why we decided for this to be our last show of 2014. Let's both just talk about it over the next 5 minutes or so. Did Mike disappear? Well, anyways, he'll come back. That might be why we're deciding to wait. No. Mike will be back in a second. But, guys, I just want to say this real quick. At the end of the day, Mike and I need a break. And we've been going strong all year. We've worked really hard. And we're in a very, very intense time in our personal business right now. And we just both agreed when we were in New York, we were like, you know what? We need a few weeks off of Fuel for Success. Take a little break. And welcome back, Mike. Are you back, my friend? I hope he's back. A little frozen, but he'll be back. Here's the deal, guys. Mike and I are at a place where we want to just, give enjoy the holidays with our family and give extra focus on our business. We're not discontinuing Fuel for Success. We plan on doing it again next year in 2015, starting on January 1st. Mike, welcome back, my friend. Can you guys hear? Is it me or Mike that's cut out? Yeah, now you are.
Hey, can you hear me okay? Am I with you? You would think I'm on the space station or something. What in the world?
I know Mike, guys, like I know Caleb. And right now, he's given as many Christian cuss words as he possibly can at this very second. Oh, man, the poor guy. I know him. His network is frozen. So when he comes back, we'll have him back on. Hopefully he's able to make it. So here's the deal, guys. Mike, just let me know. Ping me when you're back on because I can see you, but I can't hear you. So anyways, here's the deal. We want to say thank you from the bottom of our heart for a great year. We trust that Mike and I have added a lot of value to you guys. Again, all these previous episodes have been recorded. They are on iTunes. You can download any of our 240 talk shows on your iPhone or your iPod. Also, we have all of our episodes on YouTube. And then, of course, if you go to our website, fuelforsuccess.tv, you can watch any of our previous episodes right there as well. And, like I said, every Monday, Mike and I have talked about health and weight loss. So there's probably over 30 talk shows about health and weight loss. You want to go back and watch those. Every Tuesday, we broke it down and talked about life coaching and motivation, which a lot of times was about time management, how to get organized, how to balance, how to structure your life. Every Wednesday, we dealt with spiritual issues, You can get a lot of good stuff from our Wednesday shows. Anybody that's in business at all, in management, wanting to start a business, be an entrepreneur. Every single Thursday this year, Mike and I talked about business and entrepreneurship. It was amazing. One of our favorite shows. Then, of course, one I think everybody must watch is our Friday shows. Again, there's probably over 30 to 40 of them on family and relationships. And every Friday, Mike and I would talk about family and relationships. We would talk about everything from dating to marriage to romance to how to deal with a teenager to how to be a great single dad to how to, get your kids motivated, how to raise healthy families, all that stuff. And that's on our Friday show. So it's all organized on our website by category. Mike's done a great job with that. Mike, welcome back, man. Welcome back.
Can you hear me? Well, Matt, I can hear you from the other room with Carol listening to it, but I can't see you. You're frozen on my screen. But hey, I want to thank everybody and just say, you know what? Matt is the absolute master of motivating and coaching. And it's been such a blessing to spend time with him every day.
Yeah, and Mike, you know what? We'll let you say thank you so much.
It's been awesome. It's been an incredible
year. We're going to do another Spreecast this week centered around Mission 25. And hopefully by then the network will. Spreecast, we've had some issues with it, and we've tried to work on it. And Mike's doing his best, I know. So anyways, thank you so much, Mike, for your time. Mike's put a lot of time. You don't realize he has to put in another hour after Fuel for Success just doing post-show details, uploading it to YouTube, iTunes, our website. So Mike has put in a lot of hours in our show, a lot of time. He's been faithful day in and day out. Even when I went on my cruise, he carried the show for the entire week. Mike many times came to this show with no sleep. Many times pulled over and did the show on the side of the road, and just was a huge co-host. We had a blast working together, and it was awesome. We will be back. We will be back January 1st, and we're committed to Fuel for Success. We love it. We love our viewers, and I know I'm getting choked up here too, Ellen. I really am, because it's been so much fun. Working with Mike, I feel like the richest man alive to get to sit next to him every single day and do this and add value to people's lives. It's the number one reason Mike and I did this. We did Fuel for Success for you. We wanted to give back, and we wanted to share and have a place that people could go every single day and grow and learn and be motivated and be inspired. And that's why we did. Yeah, it's probably going to stay at 9:30, Karen, most likely next year. We'll give you an update on that. Thank all the compliments and kind words you guys are giving on the side. Thank you so much. Mike, are you able to be back with us, my friend, or is your still froze up over there? Yeah, I can hear you a little bit.
I don't know. Can you hear me? Good. Well, I concur with everything Matt said, and the folks that watch the show really make the show. It's been amazing. And thank you so much. Thank you so much. We're looking forward to spending some time with you next year.
Yeah.
I want everybody to enjoy their holidays, make the most of it,
spend time with family. We'll probably do one last show towards the end of the year, just to, especially with what's happened with the network here at the end. So we love you guys, and be on the lookout for our final show. So we'll probably not let this be our final show, knowing us, but we'll be back, and we'll be back January 1st for sure. And be on the lookout for our Spreecast with Mission 25 coming up probably today, no later than tomorrow. We love you guys. Thank you so much, and we'll be seeing you all soon. Thank you, Mike.